Varoshko here from Vegerasta.com, and today we have a very special recipe, and it is a big recipe and it will take a few steps to actually assemble it all together. However, it's the recipe for the entire dinner, and today we're gonna make the burgers. We are going to make the chickpea burgers served with sweet potato chips and coleslaw. We're gonna start today from preparing the sweet potato chips, and the reason why is that they take the longest to get ready. So I'm going to use, this is the portion for two. I'm going to use one large sweet potato, chopped, cut into the kind of like the chips shape, and I'm going to only use a tiny bit of olive oil, just a little bit, and then mix them. Ensure that basically the chips are covered, but we don't want them to be too oily. So we are literally using, I would say, 1 teaspoon, and mix them. Okay, they will get very crispy and chunky, and the key to achieve it is to actually fry them on the sheet like that, that you can get from Amazon and some stores with home equipment and kitchen equipment. So I'm just going to transfer them here, and I preheated the oven to 190 degrees, and we're gonna fry them for around 20 minutes, but of course do check them in the meantime. So right now they are going into the oven, and now our sweet potato chips are in the oven, and it's time to prepare the chickpea burgers. The burgers that I'm going to prepare today, they are going to be that sort of like the tower burgers. So inside we're going to put the crushed avocado and some greens, as well as the chickpea burgers, vegan cheese, portobello mushrooms, and also the tomato slices. So they are going to be really lovely high type of the burgers, but let's do everything step by step. So while the sweet potatoes are in the oven, we need to prepare the chickpea burgers, and the ingredients, there are not many of them. So here I prepared 1 chopped onion with 3 large garlic cloves that I fried till they got brown. So I'm going to chuck it in the food processor with the S blade. And we are also going to use 1 can of the chickpea, and also some spices. And here I have half a teaspoon of sweet paprika, half a teaspoon of the coriander seeds, and half a teaspoon of the cumin seeds. I'm also going to use 1 full teaspoon of thyme, and I'm going to process them first, and then we will also add some flour. While you are making them, it's good to scrape the walls of the food processor as well. And I'm going also to bind everything together. I'm going to use 4 heaped tablespoons of the flour. I'm using white flour, but you can also use the wholemeal flour, so it's totally up to you. So right now I'm still going to process it for a little bit longer, but you can see we have like the ball shaping inside. That's the moment that our chickpea dough is getting ready. So I'm going to scrape the walls once again, and I will process it for another few seconds and it will be ready. Right, so now our dough is ready, and now I'm going to form the burgers. So let's just do that step by step. We clean here a little bit. This is the type of the burger that is very soft. So once we actually form them, they will need to go to the freezer for around 15-20 minutes. It's good to prepare your surface and cover with the flour, as well as your hands a little bit. And now from the inside we're going to take a little bit and shape into the burger. So we put it onto the our floured surface and just form the round burgers. From this quantity, we should actually get 4 medium-sized burgers. Alright, so that's the shape that you are aiming for. You can also try to shape them slightly bigger. But remember that they are soft, so when you start frying them, they will be very delicate, and you need to be very careful when turning them on the other side. So it's better when they are actually small and handy to handle. Okay, so we have third burger here, and I'm going to get the 4th one. Scrape everything from the inside. Still a bit more. So ensure that you are getting everything. Okay, so these are our 4 burgers. So right now I'm going to put them on the plate, and I will take them for around 15-20 minutes to the freezer, so they get a little bit more solid and they will be much easier to fry. Welcome back. And right now our chickpea burgers are ready. I put them for around 15 minutes into the freezer, so they get a little bit more solid. So we're gonna start frying them, as well as the mushrooms, the portobello mushrooms. So here first I'm going to heat the pan first. It's very important that it's heated, And I'm also going to heat another pan for the mushrooms. So we're gonna wait a little bit. Just going to ensure that the bottom of the pan is covered with the olive oil. The mushrooms, there is a small trick to actually ensure that they are getting very nice and flat, and actually they look good in the burger. So you can see those stems here. Those are relatively flat, so we don't need to do anything. But this one, when we actually lie it down on the pan, they will not really get done evenly. Let me just put the chickpea burgers first on the pan. I'm going to add a little bit more oil in a second. Yeah. Being in the freezer really helped them to solidify a little bit. But as I mentioned, they are very, very delicate. Okay, so I'm going to decrease the temperature to medium heat and add a little bit more oil. And coming back to the mushrooms, the chickpea burgers will be done slowly, around 5 minutes each side. But coming back to the mushrooms, which is very important, when you lie them down on the pan surface, what actually happens, they will not lie down flat and they will not get done evenly. So it's very, very important that you get the stem out of the mushroom. Oops. And right now, when you actually put them on the pan, the air will start collecting in that surface and they will be actually boiling a little bit by also frying. So it's very important to make sure it's done correctly. So I'm going to put them on the pan here. And we're gonna fry them under the cover. Our chickpea burgers are getting ready on one side, so I'm going to turn them over. That's how it looks. So they are getting brown, and right now we need to ensure that the other side is brown as well. So another 5 minutes roughly. Also, at the same time, I will check the mushrooms and I'm going to turn them over as well. Add a little bit of oil again and slightly more salt. And I'm going to cover them again for another 5 minutes or so. In the meantime, while we are waiting for the burgers to get ready, I will get the avocado paste for our burgers. So I'm going to use one ripe avocado, along with 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So we will get that first. And the lemon juice. And I'm going to just mash the avocado so we have the paste for our burger ready. And our burgers and mushrooms are now getting ready. Mushrooms are actually ready. The burgers almost literally maybe 1 minute left. So right now we've got the avocado paste. This is just the avocado mixed with the lemon juice. So I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper and sea salt and mix it. And that's ready. I'm also going to slice the tomato, so it's ready for assembling our burgers. I'm going also to use vegan cheese from BioLife. So I'm going to take a few slices and just cut them in half, simply for the presentation purposes. So we got everything ready here. I will check the burger as well. Should be ready by now, and they are. Yes. So burgers are ready. I will get the mushrooms out as well. Get them here. And we will be ready to assemble our burger in literally a couple of seconds, along with the greens as well. This is very, very important. So right now we are going to prepare our burgers. Let me get the sweet potato chips out of the oven because they are ready as well. And now we will assemble our burger. So I'm using the oat flour and raisin muffin buns here, which are vegan. So we're gonna start really from assembling the burger first, and the first layer is the avocado paste. So I'm going to put it here at the bottom, and I'm going to be generous with it because avocado is simply delicious. And now the avocado is going to be the the burger is going to be the center of your plate, and the greens are going next. And again, greens are highly important in your everyday diet, so I'm going to be generous with them as well. The next layer is the burger, the chickpea burger here. Then, because I have the cheese, so I'm going to put the cheese between the two warm ingredients, which is of course the chickpea burger and the mushroom. So I'm going to put the cheese next, with the mushroom on top of it. And the next element is the tomato with some sunflower shoots, and we're going to cover it with the bun, just to ensure that everything stays here where it should. The next part we're going to add our chips on the side, which are practically oil-free, and they are really delicious. And the last element that we are going to serve on the opposite side is our coleslaw. So just mix all the ingredients once again before serving. The recipe for the coleslaw you can see in the comments below the video. And your burger is ready. Enjoy!